Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. I'm your host, Jesse Milestone, and this is meant to offend. So if you're offended, good. If you've been following this series at all, you will know that I've already been labeled a fucking racist by some of the more delicate people in my life. So with that out of the way, let's just move right along on the train we've been riding. We've been talking about reductive phrases that seek to label and divide people. This week's term is microaggression. Now, first of all, can we just talk about the fact that the word microaggression kind of sounds like an oxymoron? If you don't know what an oxymoron is, you're a moron. Secondly, that term it's trying to cover too many things. The ever-reliable internet defines it as any thought, action, or situation that subtly, indirectly, or accidentally discriminates against minorities. Okay, there's kind of a huge difference between things that are subtle and indirect and things that are by accident. For example, Donald Jr. referring to a young man of color as so articulate, and a 7-year-old boy misgendering me because I happen to speak in a lower register. Yeah, those are not the same thing. They probably don't belong in the same category. But you know, what do I know? I mean, in where I'm standing, people who are being subtly or indirectly discriminatory are still being knowingly discriminatory, and we should probably just call that out for what it is. They don't get to hide behind any fancy little phrase. No, call them what they are. They're racist, they're misogynists, etc., etc. You know, and people, you know, the person who occasionally maybe says something insensitive because they're just not fully aware of all of the cultural and social implications of what it is they're saying. No, we should probably just call them bigots too. That would make things easier, right? Make it neater for us. And that's what it's all about. That's what phrases like microaggression are all about. It just shuts down the conversation. It's simple. We don't have to deal with it, and everyone gets to go home feeling insulted and alienated. But guys, we have to be having these dialogues. We have to be having these conversations when these things happen, especially when it's hard. And we have to educate people on their missteps. Oh, but it's not my job to educate anyone. Yeah, I hear that a lot. But that really just comes down to idealism versus reality. Sure, in an ideal world, the oppressed don't have to explain their plight over and over and over again to people who just don't get it. In an ideal world, there are no oppressed. But in reality, change is hard. You have to make change if you want change, and in order to make change, you have to change people's minds. The crappy truth is that when the powerless rail wail and shake their fists against the powerful, they end up just being perceived as a child having a temper tantrum at the feet of an indifferent parent. We have to find another way in. No, it's not right, but it is reality. You don't have to like it, but denying it doesn't make it go away. Well, if I offended you, great. If not, please subscribe. I will try harder next week. And as always, if you know somebody who needs to see this video, by all means share it with them.